So please share on your Facebook. So let's go live. Let's go live. Are we live, my brother? Yeah, say so. All right, brothers and sisters. We say all praise, glory, and honor be to our Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We thank the Most High for keeping us alive in these days, in these endemic days. So we have a very good lesson, which is from kings to slaves, the catastrophic fall of the Negro. All right, so from being kings to slaves. Okay, so today we're gonna show you what it means, where you come from, and hopefully you can see where you're going. Get me Psalm 94 and 16.
Psalms chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right, so it's a question of who. All right? Who's going to stand up against the workers of iniquity? Because not everybody is brave enough to do what's right in these last days. All right, so let's start with Jeremiah 6:16.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Most High, stand ye in the wages. Salakia. Thus saith the Most High, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
Right, so the Bible said, seek for the old path. Okay, as we were saying early on, if you lost in the wilderness, for you to find your way back, you need to retrace your step. Okay, so the Bible say, look, seek the old path, seek the old ways, see how you used to be, because the mentality we've been given in this system is that we are slaves, man. It was very important for the slave masters to teach the slave to be dependent and to identify themselves as slaves, forgetting their path, their history. Okay, this is why they told you that even some pastors, man, they said it's a favor that the white men did. They took us from Africa because we were swinging in trees.
I heard it myself.
You understand? So there's a guy that even say, thanks to slavery, now we get to meet white Jesus, man.
A Christian pastor from the Seventh-day Adventist, I must say.
Yeah. They think it's a favor that did to us, so now we could accept white Jesus. Which we all know they beat our foreparents into accepting. All right? So the Bible says we need to go to the old path and find our way. All right? So today we're going to go over how great we were as a people before we used to be a slave. This is real black history. Because in school, they don't teach you black history, man. They teach you Martin Luther King, and your history seems to come from slavery. But what we're telling you, before you were a slave, you were kings and princes. You won't believe it. It's hard to believe, I know, because the white man taught you that you were a slave for the longest. It won't make sense to you that in the state that we're in today, that we're working. You understand? That your children, your foreparents, we used to be on top of the world. It's hard to even grasp that. How can we wear kings and queens? How can we wear even that? Okay, but we're gonna go in your real history before slavery. Who were you? All right. So read verse 14 right quick. Jeremiah 6:14.
You know, you ask a very good question, Yashar. But if you look at the clues, you could see that we have that kingliness in us.
Right.
I don't know if that's
That
the right word to
royalty.
use, that royalty in us, right? Look at Judah. Judah loved gold. Everything we have to have gold teeth. We have to have them necklace. We have to even in our rings. We have to have gold.
Right.
You understand? We love silver. We love those jewelry.
We love that. We love that precious
It's
life.
one thing to wear one necklace, but Judah would wear 300 of them. In Israel, we had so much gold. Gold was valueless. It was worthless.
You can, as the brother is saying, you can see that we had royalty in us
Right,
because we love that fanciness. When we dress, it has to be the best way. Like if we had all the money in the world, we would dress.
Why do you think they create all them shoes, Gucci and all that? Them rich Edomites.
They know.
They're wearing the most. I've seen a picture of Elon Musk's kids. The shoes they were wearing was deplorable. A lot of kids. I saw one of
This man got billions of dollars.
One of them had a sneaker. I'm like, look at this. It looks so sad. But our people, man, we don't even have money. We want the latest kicks. We want Gucci's. We want the best. And if you don't buy at Foot Locker, you're buying cheap Chinese stuff. People are looking at, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
We have that royalty in our blood. It's not our fault. Their blood. You understand? You see, before the white men came on the scene, in Jerusalem in the time of Solomon, kids used to have gold in there. We never had gold. Gold was for decoration purposes. You understand? Since the white men take over it, now gold go underground. They got people watching gold. Jake got gold. He put it in his teeth. What you got?
I overheard a friend, an associate of my daughter's, who was a Edomite, invite her to an event, and she said to my daughter, "It's not formal, like it's not all the extra stuff that you guys wear. It's just something simple like you go to work." So she's telling her like,
Don't be flashy.
don't dress up. But she really wasn't. It's just they dress down so much for their events, just a simple dress, hair up to the ponytail, and their dress. But with us, it's man, I gotta
Right.
put it on.
I mean, even
Yeah, we gotta be flashy.
even in cases where we were like 2 gold necklaces, we don't think that's anything.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have 62 of them. One ring is not enough. Why not 4?
And-
4?
And don't it sound weird if a white man start wearing all these flashy things? But our people, I mean, like we got chains. We gonna wear. Look at the Israelites, man. We got chains, and that's not even gold.
And this is and this is why when the queen of Sheba went to Israel, she saw all the servants. She's like, I thought I was meeting the king already. You guys are the servants? Then where's the king?
She start bowing down to the servants. Like we're not their king.
Yeah, no, relax. We're not
It's
the
like,
king. We're just
you
serving
not
the
their king? I thought you were Solomon.
So when the king show out, what you expect to see? Gold, silver. It's like even the description of Solomon's throne. He had 12 lion statues on each side, made of gold.
Let me tell you,
6
man.
on each side.
Brothers and sisters, when we return to Pai, that's why the Most High say, man, even the street in Jerusalem will be paved with gold. Hello, what city is paved with gold? You know Judah gonna do much. I know Judah. I'm Levi, but I know Judah. Like I got gold. I pave my streets. Like what?
That's why there's a saying they usually call Jerusalem the city of
Of gold.
They say
Yeah.
Yerushalayim Shir El Zahav, meaning Jerusalem the city of gold.
Literally, man. Like our people, like we do it big when we have money. You understand? There is no time to have billions of dollars and wearing dressing like a pool man. Like what is this? You understand? We are the children of the kings, man.
You heard what Solomon said? That thing, there is some eat, drink, and be merry.
Solomon said, man, dress with them goals, eat and drink and be merry, man. You understand? So, our people, man, we used to live that lavish lifestyle. That's why when the so-called white men went to Africa and saw the kingdom, they lost all hope, man. So they saw what was going on. But they taught us that we were jumping from trees. That's not true, man. When they got to Africa, they were really astonished to what was happening, the kings and the gold and everything. Okay, so now let's get some of the history, man. So we're gonna go in some documents. Let's talk about Negro land before we were slaves. Let's talk about Negro land itself. What was Negro land? So, brother, hit image 3 so we can have it on the screen, so that our viewers can see the same thing we're looking at. It's not on there. I don't have codes. So, the one that say Negro land. Yeah, just turn on the eye. It's up? Come. All right, go ahead, brother. Negro land.
Negro land.
Uh-huh.
Negro
Yes,
land.
there was a mass land in Africa called Negro land. Not all Africa, but a good amount. Then this is where they took us slave from. And this is where we used to be. It's also going to prove that we are the real Jews. Check this out. Read.
Negro land or Negritia
Uh-huh.
is an archaic term in European mapping describing the inland and by Westerners poorly explored region in West Africa as an area populated with Negro people.
With what people?
With Negro people.
With Negro people. Now, I need a favor, but I don't know if you could get in there and get the Bible dictionary. Or Zondervan Bible dictionary. If you have it, Nabash? So let's see if you have it with you. So those lands were inhabited by Negro people. You don't have it? If you could slide through in there and look in our library, you should find one. Look in front of you to see if you find it. Look in front of you. Look in the library, brother. Look to see Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Yes, you got it. Yep, that's it. You go right on it. You know what you're doing.
Muchas gracias, Señor.
All right, so we're going to get ham. All right, but we're going to get it soon. But I got it here. So go ahead, brother. So they were inhabited by Negro people.
Right. It says that they're poorly explored.
Why didn't they just say they were African, inhabited by Africans? But they specifically said Negro people. What you're going to find out, there's different classes of races. Even in Africa. There's the Negroes and there's the Hamites, there's the Africans. There's Sub-Saharan. The white men literally classified the type of black people. Not all black people are the same people. The Negro is a different kind of species from the rest. Read.
Same thing. Dogs, you got Chihuahuas, you got Bulldogs, you got all kinds of, but they're all dogs.
You gotta speak up. All right, go ahead.
Poorly explored region in West Africa as an area populated with Negro people.
Read.
These area comprised at least the western part of the region called Sudan, not to be confused with the modern country.
Right, not the modern one.
The
Read.
term is probably a direct translation of the Arabic term Bilad al-Sudan.
Right, so that term Sudan, where the Negro land was, it's not the same with the Sudan of today. But they call that place Bilal el-Sudad. Pay attention. Read.
Now, wait till we define
Bilal el-Sudad.
Bilad al-Sudan.
We're going to find out.
We
Read.
will be shocked to find out what Negro land was and what Bilal. Again, it's the same term. Negro land and Bilad al-Sudan was the same thing.
Right.
So, Bilal al-Sudan is an Arabic term meaning the land of the blacks.
The land of the blacks. Read.
Corresponding to about the same area. There were various kinds of people in the area, including the Jews of Bilal el-Sudan.
They were the Jews of Bilal el-Sudad. Now, a lot of people think those were white Jews. No, those were Israelite, black Jews. In fact, we don't want, the Negroes actually are the one that created the Negro land in the whole empire. But what they're saying here, there were Jews in the land of Bilal el-Sudan.
And if I can
Read.
add that, just so you know,
We're going to go into Bilal el-Sudan if you touch
that land, Negro land, wasn't small.
it. It wasn't small. Took
It
me
was
Nigeria, Benin,
huge.
Ghana,
Okay.
like it's a whole chunk where our people live.
So for those people that are thinking, oh, maybe it was just a little spot that had a couple of black Jews, it was a massive piece of land that includes a lot of countries in Africa today. And that's where they knew where they were targeting to get us to bring us over here.
Now, but here's what it's saying. There were a lot of Jews
Let's
in
read it
Bilal
again.
el Sudan. Now you're gonna find out.
There-
Now remember, Bilal el Sudan is called the land of what?
Of the blacks.
Of the blacks. You
Bilal
understand?
al
So what
Sudan.
were those Jews were doing here? And next thing I wanna say, when the Jewish people returned home, there were no Jews from West Africa that returned home.
Still no.
Where was all those Jews in Bilal el Sudan? Where were they? No, they got sold to slavery. That's what happened. They didn't return to Jerusalem. There were real Jews that lived there. Read.
By the way, you say something. The few that resisted, because at the time when we were being sold to the white men, we had other Jews that was facing an onslaught by the Muslims.
Right.
So there are Jews that was fighting, like really fighting against the Muslims, because the Arabs, they were invading and killing and slaughtering. So a group of them was trying to resist, but a lot of us was just being sold to the white men.
Right.
Right? So let's proceed. It says there were various kinds of people in the area, including the Jews of Bilad al-Sudan. Some of the greatest hits of those considered part of Negro land were Bornu Empire and the Sokoto Caliphate.
Go ahead.
Again, it became Sokoto Caliphate. That's after the Muslims they stepped in.
Right. The Muslim took it over. All right.
After the okay, it's a long story. Negro land represented the area between the region of Guinea and Zara or the desert. Pay attention, because in Haiti, a lot of Haitians usually say, we come from Guinea. They keep saying, even in songs in Haiti, nous sommes in Guinea, we came from Guinea, we came from Guinea. What are they talking about? That land that they call Guinea was Bilal of Sudan, and it was massive. It includes a lot of countries today.
Right.
Pay attention to that.
Great.
So, Negro land represented the area between the regions of Guinea and Zara, or the desert. The Sahara Desert, Guinea, not to be confused with the modern country, then referred to the south-facing coast of West Africa and the land stretching upriver from there.
Right. So the whole Sahara Desert, when they're called sub-Saharan, those are our people that we're talking about too. All the way to the coast, man. It's a huge chunk of land. Read.
So yeah, just playing jokes. And that what's going on?
Read on that. Read on.
Herman Moley.
Mouse.
Herman Moll's 1727 map labels these Grain Coast,
Uh-huh.
Slave Coast, and Gold Coast.
And what?
And Gold Coast.
There's a car company, it like a mechanic company. They call it the Gold Coast Company. The Gold Coast was talking. Why they call it the Gold Coast? Because they were taking the gold out of it. Who were the gold? The Negroes. We're gonna prove that in the Bible.
Not this the car company.
The car company, right? They call it Gold
There's
Coast.
a beverage company too.
When they're mentioning Gold Coast, they're talking about you. How they make money out of you.
Worth gold.
You worth gold. Read.
And Gold Coast. The Negro land was the territory to the north of this along the east-west axis of the Niger River.
Of the what?
Of the Niger River.
That's another name that land come to be called Niger. Because Act 13 verse 1 say the apostles were called what? Niger.
And you look it up in the Bible, Niger is what?
Black.
Black. And the Israelites
Okay.
were called that.
So you're gonna read on.
And by the way, it's not just Niger. You have Niger in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just so you know, we've been there.
Right.
We have a lot of people that's
Yes, we still
Still have the
we have probably
Igbos, yeah.
38 million Igbos. Still
Which the governments are oppressing.
Yes.
They don't like the Igbos over there.
And an interesting thing, if I can add that, when the Igbos in Biafra, they tried to get their independence, one of the first country that supported them was Haiti, because Haiti know who they are, that they are the same people. And there are 90% of Haitians are Igbo. So just pay attention to that. So at the
And
time,
the word Igbo means Hebrew.
Okay? So we
Yes,
still
sir.
have a lot of our people in Igbo land right now, or Biafra. They know who they are.
Yeah, they know they're Hebrews. Even Africans, there's a guys like, since I was little, my parents told me those Igbos were Hebrews. They understand who we are as a people. That's why they sold us. Okay, read.
I'm pretty sure if I go to Nigeria right now after this video, they're not gonna be happy, but they're the devil.
Can't.
No,
And,
they
and I'm
slaughtered
on,
a lot of
no,
Igbos before.
that's slaughtered our people. I have a book in there I was reading about the Igbos. The government literally, there's a bunch of Igbo refugees I was running. Government came with machine guns and just mutilated everybody, man. Slaughtered. Like they hate the Igbos, man, over there.
Don't take my word for it. Just go and Google the Biafra War.
The Nigerian government, yeah.
During the
Literally, soldiers come slaughter a lot of them running.
The Biafra War, which Biafra is Igbo land, lasted for 4 years, and it was just slaughter. And our people were dying by the hundreds and thousands every day.
Do you guys hear him good? Yeah. Okay, come.
Just hear my friend. And all right, so let's go back. Negro land was the territory of the north of this along the east-west axis of the Niger River and the west-facing coast. Mall's map labels Gambia, Senegal, Mandinga, and many other territories. In 1823, approximately the same area was described as Negro.
Okay, so when we talk about we the real Jews, we know what we're saying. There's plenty of evidence showing that. Okay, so read that like the Jews of Bilad el Sudan. Okay, so let's read on those Jews that were. That's just the way they put it in this article. They happen to be there, but we know those Jews. It's our people that founded those things. Read.
All right, the Jews of
Get me the second one. The Jews of Bilal el Sudan. The one up, yeah.
The Jews of Sudan. In Judeo-Arabic, it says Al-Yahud Bilal al-Sudan describes West African Jewish communities. Again, when we say Jewish communities, we are talking about Israel.
You know, they would say Jewish communities like.
So let me read it differently. Describes West African Israelite communities.
If you put Israelite, it make more sense. But they're gonna put Jewish to make it sound so white.
Even nowadays, they've got a new Bible. They start removing the word Israelites to put Jewish.
Yeah, they're putting Jewish to make
It's
it sound
Israelite.
more. It's Israelite, yes.
It's not Jewish.
All right. So describe West African Israelite communities. You see, there were communities in Negro land. They're not telling you that stuff. All right, read.
Describes West African Israelite communities which were connected to known Israelite communities which were expelled from the Middle East, North Africa, or Spain and Portugal, and emigrated to West Africa.
Right, they emigrated where? To West Africa. Now, why would you be a West Jew, a white Jewish man, and you emigrate to Africa if you're under persecution? Does that make any sense?
So,
what were you doing like among black people?
Let me add that too. Let me add that so you guys understand. Those people were expelled from Europe later on, and they needed to find other Israelite communities to go to, and they chose to go where?
West Africa.
To go to West Africa because they already know they had brethren in those places.
Because 70 AD, when the Romans destroy us, according to the book, from Babylon to Timbuktu, it says millions of Jews fled to Africa.
Okay, and this is not something. This is coming straight from Wikipedia, by the way.
Right.
You know, I know they're trying to suppress that information. But we got it right there. Yeah,
right.
It is right there.
So there were many Israelite communities in Negro land, man. We know who we are as a nation. And we were expelled. Don't think now I know them Jewish are pretending they're the one that got kicked out of Spain. Look, man. There ain't no white people getting persecuted. Have you ever even seen that? Like, no, it's not true, man. They did not get kicked out. We did. They call them the Moors, the Maranos.
Yes.
We the one that got kicked out of Spain and Portugal.
There was a young boy. His mom was an Israelite woman who actually was ruling over a kingdom in Africa. When the Muslim conquered his country and killed his mom and all his family, they converted him to Islam. He was described as a Moor. His name is Tariq. They call him Tariq the Jew or the Moor. Look it up. He was
Tariq the Jew.
He was instrumental in conquering Spain under leading the Muslim army. But everybody knew he was a Jew. When he got there, because the Jews loved him so much, the remnant of the Jews that was still in Spain, they opened the gates of Toledo to let the Muslims come in. Because the Muslims wouldn't let the Muslims come in. The white people wouldn't let the Muslims come in. But the Jews there, because they know Tariq wouldn't slaughter them because Tariq has Israelite bloodline, they opened the gate and let him come in. And Tariq make sure the Jews were safe there. And obviously he dealt with the other white people.
All praise.
But the Jews trusted him because they know his mom was a Jew and his parents were Jews and his mom was ruling over a whole kingdom in Africa. And
they call him Tariq the Moor or Tariq the Jews. Showing you that the Moors were the Jews. Moors is just a word mean black. You understand? So when there were Jews, Israelite communities in Negro land, don't be surprised. Where those Israelites? I've never heard, Jewish people come from West Africa and go back to Israel. Most of them Jews that return home, quote unquote, they come from Poland.
from Germany.
And Germany. Yeah, they were not in Africa. So if you're saying that there were Jewish communities in Africa, let's go in Africa and find white Jewish community.
I've never seen that.
White Jewish communities. So if they were not sold in slavery, that should still be there, right? They're non-existent.
Let me read that right quick.
Okay, but they're not putting that clear. They're putting words like Jewish community.
Here it says, various historical records state that at one time they were present in Ghana, Mali, Songhai empires, which was called Bilad al-Sudan, a name which is derived from the Arabic term which means the land of the blacks.
So you're telling me Jews were in the land of the blacks. White Jews were in the land of the blacks. Nah, man, that's the land of it's called the land of the blacks for a reason. Because that's where black people live. Okay? So that's for a reason. It wasn't a multiracial thing. It was the land of the Negroes.
So let's understand that, ladies and gentlemen. The land was called the land of the blacks. The land was made of Jews. Now you have a country called Israel that was founded in 1948. You got a lot of people coming from Poland and Germany. They go back to Israel. But nobody has ever gone to Ghana, and Ghana is huge, Mali, the Songhai Empire, and a bunch of other countries that was considered as part of Negro land. Nobody's ever gone there to look for Jews.
Right.
Right? And if you do the math, those people in Israel right now, you have about 6-7 million white Jews, but those people are over there in Africa, in us, their descendants, we are over 100 to probably like 150 million people.
Right.
So how about us? When you go in Israel, you build a state with 7 million people, you say, oh, those are the Jews. What about 150 million people?
Uganda? Look, there are a lot of people there. And it's funny, a lot of these names Nigeria got Ya behind them. Kenya, meaning yes, Ya. Yaoundé, meaning Judah. Yaoundé is the capital of Cameroon, which means the land Judah.
The Hebrew word.
Ghana, it's a Hebrew name too.
Forced them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Our people still being persecuted, the remnant in Africa. Man.
Check this out. The word for I in Hebrew is ayin. The word for I in Igbo is anya. The word for God in Hebrew sometimes it's either Elohim or they use the word Eloah. In Igbo it's Olua. In Creole they use the same word for Loa. So when you start looking into
Igbo language.
Igbo language, or even nowadays modern day Creole is mostly based in French. But when you start looking in the Voodoo terms they use, because Voodoo retain most of the natural words they used to use in Africa, you're gonna see a lot of them have Hebrew roots.
Right.
In the Hebrew, the word for what you call it in the hotel with the sacrifice.
The altar.
The altar where you do the sacrifice. The word for altar in Hebrew is mbachi. In Creole, in the Voodoo language, they call it baji. Bachi in baji, almost the same thing. On top of a Voodoo temple, they have something called amphor. The word amphor in the Hebrew also means something that covers.
Same thing.
All those key words are right there. We've got the connection with the language. We've got the connection with everything.
Right.
Even when the history we're reading is right there. We're reading it. Right. So let's continue. It says Mali Songhai empires, which was then called Bilad al-Sudan.
You hear that? The Ghana and Mali empires. There were empires. We're talking about kings. That's what the lesson is all about. To show you, even in Africa, when we left Jerusalem, we get there, we start creating empires. And that's why they all got jealous of us. Because we were prospering in that land. There were many empires we created in Negro land. Read. What's going on, brothers? Now let's read on.
Right. Derived from the Arabic term, which means the land of the blacks. In later years, Jews who were expelled from Spain, Portugal, and Morocco and emigrated to West Africa also formed their own communities off the coast of Senegal, as well as the island of Cape Verde.
So why didn't Jews keep going to Africa? For some reason. And where are they now? You see what I'm saying? So later on, more Jews that left Europe, they go back to Africa. What's up with that?
We're going to read that. Let me read that part for you.
Read.
Listen to that. Just pay attention, guys. Pay attention to that. You don't want to miss this. It says, those, I'm going to use Jewish, right? Those Jewish, we know the Israelite communities continued to exist for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. But they eventually disappeared.
They disappear.
As a result.
That sounds like Trump talking. They just totally disappear. We don't know where they went.
You sound just like
Poof, like in there.
Right?
They're gone. They're gone.
They're trying to make you believe that those communities.
No, you sold them to slavery. That's what happened. That did not disappear. You sold them Jews to slavery. You see, they're not even telling the truth, man.
Here go another thing. They eventually disappeared as a result of changing social conditions, persecution, migration, and assimilation. There's so many shen. Migration, persecution, assimilation.
I can hear Trump saying these things, man. You know, they totally disappear. Social condition.
That should add until.
You see, it's a bunch of lies, man. They disappear. What you mean? They just fall off the sky? Social condition? No. Just put it clear. We sold them to slavery. Just put it clear.
Just say it.
That did not disappear. Why lying, man? We can read now. You understand? We can read between the lines. You sold them. Get me ham, man, before I have a heart attack.
You will get on your nerves.
Yeah, man. Read that.
On the scriptures first.
What scripture?
Genesis.
There's a very, very large population of people.
Right, read here. What happened?
There's a huge population of Cape Verdeans living in Massachusetts.
A what?
Cape Verdeans living in
Cape
Massachusetts.
Verdeans, yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Right? So what do you mean they just disappear, man? Esau being technical in the slide them. You understand? They disappear. What you mean they disappear? Or a social assimilation. You understand? Now I can agree with assimilation because a lot of them Jews did mix with the Africans in the end. But we know most of them got sold. And we are those Jews today. We did not disappear. We're still here. Gasaji. Thanks to the Most High. We're still here. We didn't drop off the sky.
I'm sure you tell your people, like, when you say you're Jews, they're like,
Yeah, they think you crazy. Because the Jews disappeared. I'm a Jew. Yeah, I'm not Jewish. I don't wish to be a Jew. Yeah. Like, we're not a religion. That's our bloodline. And don't call us black Hebrews. We're not black Hebrews. The devil always got some, man. You know, read that.
I posted something today, yesterday, picture of me praying, close to the menorah, and a friend of mine who knew me a long time ago, he sent me a text. He sent me a text message. Coming cruiser, you're the mastermind. This one here?
No. All the way in the end.
Over here?
Yeah, this one.
This one here? Hello, shalom. All right, we're here. So he's like, I don't think you're Seventh-day Adventist anymore, man. Something different. I wrote it. I'm like, no, I'm Israelite. What you talking about, Seventh-day Adventist? Because by the look of the pictures, my head, I had something on my head. I wrapped something on my head and stuff, and I was praying with the menorah. And so he's like, nah, this doesn't look like Seventh-day Adventist. No, he's not. I am not a Seventh-day Adventist.
That's a white man religion, man.
Right. But anyway,
Come
so
on. I think you give me volume. Give yours volume. The second one.
shalom.
Yeah, that's better.
Still
Come. All right, finish reading that, man. Let's go back to Genesis. What?
Genesis chapter 10, verse 1.
Read.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah.
Uh-huh.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
So, from Shem, Ham, and Japheth, that everybody in the earth come from.
Let me read it.
That repopulated the world after the flood. Read that again.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah.
Uh-huh.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood.
Right. You have a question, young brother? Young gang?
I was asking, what was the verse again?
Genesis.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 1.
Right. Brother, you can take the picture.
All right, so let's jump down to. Do you want me to read the whole thing about the sons of Ham?
Read that. Read that.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 6.
Read.
I hope you guys are not sending tweets. Everybody's suspicious. But they should be reading the scriptures. I'll read it. It says, and the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan.
Right. Read that again. The sons of Ham were
And
who?
the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan.
Right. So let's see who are those people in the Bible dictionary. So this man is Zondervan, so-called white scholar. If you don't have that book, try to get it. Bible dictionary. That's one of the tools you can use to show the people. We're not just Africans. You understand? We are Israelites.
Pay attention, because what the Christians teach you is that all black people are, first of all, you're black is a symbol of curse. All black people were cursed by God. That's what they teach you. All black people were cursed by God. That's what they're going to teach you, and it's a lie.
And that's a Christian Bible dictionary.
First of all, we're going to read that all black people are not the same. But let's do it. I don't wanna
do that. So when you hear they're talking about Negro land, who are the Negroes? Read that, brother. Ham.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah.
Which we just read in the Bible. Read.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Not what?
Not the Negroes.
He became the progenitor, meaning the father of the dark races, but not the Negroes. So when we talk about Negro land, who are the Negroes then? Okay, that's why we got Acts 13 and 1. They were called what? Nigers. That's where the word Negro come from, Niger. You understand? So, read that again.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah,
Uh-huh.
born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, the father of the dark races, meaning he became the father of all black people,
Read.
not the Negroes.
I was watching a movie. It's funny. That movie is called Hotel Wonder.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys watch it. The white man was talking to that guy, and all the
African
son,
guy?
he's like, they don't care about you. You're an African. You're not even a Negro.
A nigger.
You're not even a nigger. He said you're an African. I'm like, oh, okay. So the way he say, it's like you African. You're not even a nigger. They don't care about you. So what's the difference between Africans and niggers? Well, we like gold. We're more important to the white man than Africans. So you're not even. Watch that movie. That section, man. I was shocked. I was watching that movie. I'm like, good movie, you know. Then he all of a sudden changed in the movie. He's like, you're not even a nigger. You're an African. They don't care about you.
Another movie you can watch also is called Tears of the Rising Sun by Bruce Willis. Talks about, yeah. So like it's been there. The information's been there. A lot of time Hollywood will give you a little bit of information. Why? If they give you too much, you're gonna be able to make a picture out of it to understand it to the fullest extent. So why not I just give you a little bit so you don't get it?
Right.
But guess what? Over the years, the Most High bring His Spirit out, and we start learning that information. We start making sense of it. That's what the Bible says. At the last days, He was going to wake up our people in Daniel 12. He said, a lot of us will know more knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me finish reading that. He says, He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians.
The Egyptians, read.
Now, when he says Egyptian, at the time, back in the days, you've got some people that say, you see, when he says the Egyptians, talk about the light-skinned Egyptians. What are you talking about, moron? At the time,
Egyptian was the son of Ham. You know what Ham means? Black.
But not only that, Egypt at the time stretched from modern-day Egypt all the way to Sudan.
Right.
Next, he says the Ethiopians, the kingdom of Cush, stretched from Ethiopia, included Kenya, and also included a place called Eritrea.
Right.
So almost all this coast was part of Ethiopia.
Read on that. Let's see some, man.
Right? The Libyans, North Africa, and the Canaanites whom we kicked out of the land, a lot of them, they became South Africa.
But that's what we brought out last time. How you going to say the Egyptians were light-skinned or white?
When he just tells you.
When the Canaanites themselves were black and the Ethiopians were black. So you're telling me, what's going on here? How can Noah give some sons are black and some are white? I don't get it. The Bible tells us Noah went in the boat with one wife. So that means he didn't have a diversity of wives to have different shades of kids. You understand? The Ethiopians are black, the Canaanites are black. The scholars say we come from Canaan because we were cursed, that's why we black and stuff like that. But yet you're going to go around and say the Egyptians were white and play them as white people? You're the devil the Bible speaks of. Man.
And by the way, just to show you something here.
These people lie.
When we just read to you that Ham was the father of Mizraim, the Egyptians, Cush, the Ethiopians, Put, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. In verse 13, it says, Mizraim begat Ludim, and Ananim, and Leshadim, and Nephshutim, and Pashrushim, and Kashlushim, out of whom came the Philistines. So the real Palestinians were black people.
Right.
So when we talk about the Palestinians today in Israel, there are not Palestinians. There are Arab and Greek babies.
Right.
According to the Bible, the Palestinians have Philistine. They are descendants of the Egyptians. They are descendants of Ham. They are black.
Right.
They are not white. They don't even look like them people you see in Palestine right now crying, oh, we the Palestinians. We don't own anything.
No, man. The Bible says a bastard shall come to Ashdod. Illegitimate child will come to Ashdod. That's what it is. That's what the prophecy say. They're bastards. You understand? That's what the Bible say. Now, let's go to that, man. I dig on Ha'aratz. Ha'aratz is it's a big time
Israeli news.
Israeli newspaper. That's what they said. Actually, they pull it on the up one. Now that's what they're saying on that journal. But they wanted me to subscribe for $1, Jewish, and giving for
You
information.
should have just let me know. I'll give it to you.
I couldn't get the whole copy, but at least I got the title in the beginning of.
I got the whole article about like 5 years ago. So.
Right. So the first one, bro. Yeah. So I got the title because they wanted me to pay $1. Them Jewish, man, they ain't getting nothing for free.
This thing, all right. If you wanna read it, you're gonna probably just have to put the title, which says, "How white were the Israelites?" Facial reconstruction may be surprising. Just so you know,
Read the subtitle after that. That's what I want.
Nah, I'll get to that. Facial reconstruction is.
But why they get so, I mean, not why, I know why, but when you have the fringes on and you walk by a Jewish man, he looked at you, he get worried. He don't know you, why he worried because have the fringes?
he got caught.
I'm not worried if he passed by me. I'm like, I know you're not real. I know.
No, I got worried. I said, I'm fake Jews.
Nah, I'm not scared of.
I'm not worried, but I'm like, man, look how I'm fake Jews. Walking around without identity.
So now, just so you guys know, facial recognition is what you do is you, for example, you have a skull, and you try to rebuild it. You're gonna see what it looked like, and they've done that. They've excavated a lot of bodies.
And
they try
Israel.
to reconstruct the bodies, and
They all turn out to be black people.
This is what it says. It says Israeli anthropologists,
Not us.
Claims-
Their own people.
claims the subjects of the kingdom of Judea looked more
you
like
put the
black
wrong one.
Africans.
You put the wrong one. Not the Jews of Bilad. We're done with that.
So which one do you want?
You don't see the first one? The first eye? Does it say, if it says how white, it should say image, bro. It should say how white people or something like that. If it doesn't say that, it's not.
You're gonna see in a second how deceptive these people are. You'll
Right.
see. You'll see. The subtitles say Israeli anthropologists claim the subjects of the kingdom of Judea are Africans, black Africans, right?
Not Negro land, bro.
Then the very next sentence says, no one knows how the Israelites and the Judeans looked or which people they would most closely resemble today. So what are you talking about?
So hold on, you have a whole subtitle talking about Israeli anthropologists claim the subject of kingdom of Judah look more like black. So that's your own scientist. They're coming out and say the people look black, but now you start by saying no one know what they look like. What else do you need?
In the when you keep reading the article, because I have the full article, I can print it. It will tell you exactly that. Yes, when they do all their facial recognition, they see all the Jews during the first century, the first century Jews. Okay, during the time of Hamashiach, they were black people.
Right. The anthropologists show that. Like, that big face reconstruction, they find out they're black. But yet, they tell no one know what they look like. Nigga.
If you, I have a video at home. If you want to let me know, I can send it to you. This Jewish girl, she was talking to a Hebrew Israelite, and the Hebrew Israelite told her that the Israelites obviously were black, and she didn't believe it. She didn't believe him. So he's like, why don't you call your rabbi? And she called her rabbi, and again, the rabbi was on the phone. The rabbi told her that, yes, the Jews were black, but they went to Europe and they become white. Now,
They got attaché light.
come on, man. You just said the Jews are black. And
But here's the thing. We didn't stay long in Europe, though, because they expelled us. They expelled us, and we went to West Africa. That's what happened.
You're kind of All right, so as you can see, read the whole article. It's from Haaretz, and it was published in 2008. All right, on November 13, 2008. Right. The website is Haaretz, which is HAARETC.com.
Right. Let me get that right quick, Ben. So let's go right quick to Psalm 83 verse 1 to 4, Ben. Psalm 83 verse 1 to 4.
Hold on. Yeah, I'll start with that. Psalms chapter 83, verse 1 to 4. Psalms chapter 83, verse 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High.
Mm-hmm.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones.
What they do?
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
You see that? They say, man, let's cut them off, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. That they don't remember that they're the Israelites. Okay, that's what happened, brother. That's what happened in slavery. Giving you new identity, calling you blacks. Every decade you got a new identity. Black, Afro-American, colored people, Negroes, African-American.
We're not even colored people now, because I know
You're not even colored. I mean, they're more red than us. How can we be the colored people?
No, but even Chinese not calling themselves colored people. I'm confused.
How can that, like, I don't know. I mean, they're the one colored because they're the one, when they're sick, they turn blue. When they're afraid, they turn pale. When they die, they're gray. And when they're upset, they're red. Like, I don't know what's going on. How can I be the colored people? My color never changed.
I'm still black.
You more like a box of crayon than me. You got all type. It's like a chameleon, man. You change colors based on your mood. You understand? But you talking about I'm colored. We're not colored people. But they're trying to put everything they are on us. Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
With what?
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They all agree, man. That's why you can't find this information, because everyone that owns this information, they all agree to not let it out. Read.
They are confederate against thee.
That's the Confederate flag to you, man. That's why they call it Confederate, to remind them to keep them silent. Read.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of who?
The tabernacles of Edom.
That's the so-called white men to you. Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites, that's the Arabs. They're the one that actually started slavery before the white men. If you don't know, 1300s, they were causing havoc in Africa. You know, they're the one that start, forcing them to convert.
Oh, and if you don't believe us, wonder why they call the place Bilal al-Sudan. Bilal al-Sudan is Arabic.
Yeah, that's because the Arabics took over and called it that name.
All right.
Read.
And also Moab.
Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
Africans.
The Hagarenes are actually dark-skinned Africans, but they're dark-skinned Arabs too, because well, they're not technically Arab, but they're descendants of Hagar. That's why they call them Hagarenes. Gebal and Ammon and Amalek.
Right. Amalek is who? Is the so-called Jewish of today.
Okay.
So they were part of it. In fact, they have a book in here saying 1720, they own all the slave plantations. They don't own them. That's why they have so much money. It's not God's blessing, it's slave money. Read.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
All these nations, man, Africans, Arabs, white men, they're all like, the Moabites are so-called Asiatic people now. Because a lot of time, like Chinese thought they were not black. Until they had a research, they found out they're black. They're from Africa. And if you go to Africa, you're going to find the rest of the Moabites. And they got small eyes just like Chinese. Black people with small eyes. Yeah, black honeys. You understand? And they were all part of that whole conspiracy. They all agreed to have the Negroes forget who they are.
If you want to know, just Google Bush people. They call them Bush people.
They call them Bush people.
Or Bushmen.
Bushmen, yes. They got small eyes like Chinese. And in fact, in Africa, you'll find all kind of race. You'll find even Negro that look Europeans. Yeah. You understand?
So when the Chinese looking for their ancestors,
you got to go to Africa, Negro.
go to Africa. That's where your Moab and your Ammonite cousin came from.
Yeah, your Ammonites and Moabites. And they all came together and said, man, let's make sure they forget who they are. Now let's read on.
Ashur also is joined with them.
That's the Assyrians, man.
They have helping the children of Lot.
All right, they use the children of Lot, man. Read.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison.
So the Most High said, do the same, destroy them. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Get me Lamentation 4, verse 1. Verse 1, 2, and 5. And 8. 4, verse 1, 2, 5, 8. All right, let's get that, brother. See, that's what they did, man. That's why you don't know that information. Even you reading the information, it's getting clear, then it's not getting clear. You know, they're saying we're the Jews, but not really the Jews. The Jews look black, but not quite. You understand? The Jews were in Africa, but they could be white. They just disappeared. See, this is the lie, man. They're saying in the Bible dictionary, look, the Hamites are Egyptians, not the Negroes. But they don't take their time to put who are the Negroes, though. You see what they do? The information is in pieces. So you have to actually do your due diligence and bring it together.
Well, this is why in Daniel says knowledge will increase.
Right. So now we start putting the pieces together. And they're getting mad. They're getting nervous. Because there's that guy who got mal on me. It's like they're everywhere.
You know what's interesting? People talk about Illuminati and stuff. Psalm 83 tells you about the biggest conspiracy of all ages.
Right.
That's the biggest conspiracy. That how nations come together to make us forget who we are and to annihilate us as a people. Biggest conspiracy of all ages. And it didn't pass down from one country to another, from bloodlines to another, from massive states. United Nations, all those countries, they came together to find a way to make you not know who you are. Even as we speak right now, YouTube is changing their algorithm. So when you search Hebrew Israelites, only negative stuff about Hebrew Israelites pops up.
Right.
If you think I'm lying, do it. Go on Google right now, type Hebrew Israelites. It's only people that speaks against Hebrew Israelite that comes up.
Right.
Everything that's negative against Hebrew Israelites comes up. You don't see any Hebrew Israelite teaching or any good thing. So they're changing the algorithm so they can continue that conspiracy.
Right.
So you don't know who you are.
Yep.
Okay?
So that's happening, man. But they ain't stopped the truth. You can't stop us in the street, though. You're going to change the algorithm of the streets? We're going to go in the streets and bring it out, man.
We on the streets.
We're in the street. We're going to bring it out. So what you going to do? Okay, you stop us online, man. The Bible said there'll be a famine of the word. People will come out to see us in the streets. Yeah.
One way or another, the
word will come out. But by that time they're going to try to do contentment, it'll be too late.
So when he was talking earlier, where did he sit?
Illuminati?
Yeah, what is that?
The Illuminati is a group of, it's supposedly a secret society, a group of powerful men around the world that comes together to control, just to control human beings. So it's not just one country, but it's a group of powerful men from all over the world, and they have the money and the wealth to control. So the world usually believes that Illuminati is trying to create a new world order, which is establishing a new form of government where they can control everybody around the world. But what we're trying to say is, because it's speculative, because there's no strong evidence, which I'm pretty sure there is, but Illuminati is saying that there is no evidence, or other people are saying that there is no evidence of Illuminati. Some people say it's just a conspiracy. But what I'm trying to say is there's a bigger conspiracy. And that conspiracy is right here. The Bible mentions it. And we know there's been countries, there's been civilizations, and they're continuing to do one thing, to destroy the true Jews.
Right.
So they don't know who they are, and that's us.
Right. So just like we were reading today, it's saying there were a lot of Jewish communities in the land of the blacks. You understand? It's like they put it like, when you read Jewish, you'll think it's white people. But only if you got eyes, you're like, okay, in the land of the black, many Jewish communities. Land of the black, Jewish community. You're like, okay, that don't match. You understand? To know that this is the information that they're putting in pieces. In pieces. You have to gather that. All right, read that, brother. Lamentation 4, verse 1, 2, and 5, and 8. Go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 4. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
All right, let's see what are the stones. Read.
The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold.
To what?
Comparable to fine gold.
That's why they call it the Gold Coast. Okay? We're comparable to fine gold. Read.
How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers?
We esteem as earthen pitchers, man. Like, you know.
The work
like
of the hands of the potter.
Like we're nothing now. All right? Read verse 2.
That's verse 2.
All right, read verse 5.
Verse 5. They that did feed them, they that did feed delicately.
We used to be fed delicately, meaning we were eating the best food, the best wine, everything. What happens?
Are desolate in the streets.
What?
Are desolate in the streets.
They said, I look at God's people, man. They used to feed delicately. Now they're on food stamp. Okay, they're on the corners, man. You know, now a lot of time, y'all don't know what that means, because a lot of our people, we got a little job, but a lot of our people are hungry out there, man. You understand? A lot of our people in the corner, man, they don't know what they're like. In America, you think, you know, that, especially those that have been in jail, no food stamp, no job. What do you think they're going to eat? Air popsicles? You understand? And continue the robbery life. Because you do a crime, you pay the price, but you continue paying the price.
I got a guy at work, he's like a Trump supporter. This guy's dumb as a rock. Man, yesterday I was talking to him, I was like 1 second away from saying, man, just be quiet, bro. But he's talking about, there was a lot of homeless people. I'm like, man, look at those homeless people. Because when you drive in Fort-Lauderdale on 1st Street, or anywhere even close to Las Olas, now I see homeless people wandering around there. And I was like, man, so many homeless people. He's like, nah, they're not. And I'm like, there's a lot of poor people. He's like, nah, they're not poor. They're just bums. I'm like, no, they're poor. He's like, no, there's no poor people in America. They're just bums. They don't want to work. I'm like, what are you talking about? A lot of people, like, when you think about it, let's say like what Yashar just said. Somebody go to jail. He comes. He has a bad record. He can't get a home. He can't get a job. And you're talking about there's opportunities for everybody.
Can't get a credit card.
Not for everybody. So anyway, I try to reason with them, but
No, it's not reasonable.
trying to reason with a fool is a waste of time.
Right. Verse 5, man. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet
And what?
They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. For the
We embrace dunghill. What is the dunghill? America.
Okay.
We embrace that dunghill, man. That means doo-doo hill. We embrace doo-doo, man. You understand? Now we refuse to let go of that system. Most I say, man, we were brought up in scarlet. I was reading a book at home. There's that woman in Brazil that was explaining, you know, she was an old lady. She came straight from the Atlantic. That was a long time ago. They took her interview. She was telling them how did they capture the slaves. She said, man, the slave loves scarlet. They used to wear scarlet. Guess who used to wear scarlet? Our people. We used to dress in scarlet. He said the slaves, our people used to love scarlet. So when the white man said they're gonna, bring their scarlets in the ship for them to come get them, so the slave run to the ship to get scarlet, then they shut them in. That's how they tricked a lot of slaves, because we used to love scarlet. She was saying a lot of slaves, man, they heard the white men say they bring scarlets, like meaning fabrics that were red. We used to love that. Okay, so when we got in the ship, they shackled us up. That's what happened. Because they couldn't get them, they were strong soldiers. They tricked them into going and then shut them and run with the boat. And they disappear with them. And kidnap them. So you see what the Mosai said? Those that were brought up in scarlet. We used to dress in fine linen, red linen. Now the Bible says, man, now we embrace dunghill, man. We love being in the low situation. You understand? So now let's go ahead, man. Verse 8.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Their visage is blacker than the coal.
What color is their visage?
Their visage is blacker than the coal.
The visage means face, man. Their face is blacker than coal. What is coal? Isn't that what we do barbecue with?
Coal, charcoal, same thing.
So how a Jewish man gonna explain that one? How is gonna be like the face of the Jews were blacker than coal? How you gonna explain that? They got sick, even if they got sick.
Hey, here you go. Your Jewish rabbi show up. Hey, look, I'm blacker than coal. No, you're not black. Everybody will be like, no, you're not blacker than coal, man.
Right.
But I can say I'm blacker than coal.
Exactly.
Or another black man can say I'm blacker than coal, but
You can't say that.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
understand? Get me Lamentation 5, brother. 5:7.
I didn't finish that.
Oh, finish that. Their visage
Their
is black.
visage is blacker than coal.
Read.
There are not known in the streets.
They are what?
There are not known in the streets.
They are not known in the streets, man.
Their skin cleaveth to their bones.
Just like when you see my Negroes on the corner, man. They cleave, literally, their skin cleave to their bones, man.
Yeah, that means they're starving.
They're starving. You see how people, man, they have to wear big clothes to shut, and you can see that they're not skinny.
You can see them ribs, man.
You can see them rib cages, man. They can play guitar at that thing.
It is withered and it has become like a stick.
Like a stick, man. We're skinny in the streets. You understand? Because we ain't eating delicately as we used to be. Lamentation 5, verse 7, 10, and 16. Lamentation 5, 7, 10, 16. And that's what happens, man, from being the top people to now this.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 10.
7, 10, 16.
Verse 7. Our fathers have sinned
Uh-huh.
and are not.
And what?
And are not.
Read.
And we have borne their iniquities.
They have not, but who carried their iniquity? We have carried their iniquity. They're the one that sinned, but we're the one carrying that iniquity. Read.
Verse 10. Our skin was black like an oven.
Our skin was what?
Our skin was black like an oven.
Yeah, you can't deny that. Our skin was black like an oven.
Because of the terrible famine.
Because of what's going on with our people and the misery.
And
Because
by the
we're
way,
under the sun.
When you're a poor man, a black man, and you're hungry, trust me, you become pitch dark. Because you're probably wandering in the street trying to find some food.
Right.
But when you're living good, your face looks fresh and stuff. So that's what the Bible is saying. Esau don't become darker when he's hungry, when he's starving. Come on, man. That's why they're trying to change the thing. It's like, when someone is lying, you can look at them and say, come on, man, stop lying. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
children, when they try to lie, they come to you, I didn't do it. First of all, your hands behind your back. That means you did it, okay? The body language is telling you, like, come on, man.
Right.
But Esau be lying. They try to change the words, saying that, what is on the New International Version?
Right.
They change it
They
to
say our
something
skin
else.
is hot
Yeah, our skin
because
is hot.
of the terrible famine.
So
How
now-
your skin turn hot because you are hungry?
So I'm hungry, my skin turned hot. Like, really,
It don't
bro?
make no sense.
Stop
You
lying.
understand? Verse 16, man.
Verse 16. the crown is fallen from our head.
It's what?
The crown is fallen from our head.
What does that mean, brothers? The crown has fallen. What does that mean? The crown has fallen. We no more kings, man. We lost our power, man. That's why it means the crown has fallen. That's why the title of the lesson is From Kings to Slaves. And you won't be able to believe that you used to be kings and princes. You understand? We used to have power and respect on this earth, man. You won't believe it. But the Most High said the crown has fallen. Read.
Verse 16, the crown is fallen from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned.
Woe unto us we have sinned. Because of sin, man, the crown has fallen. So who are we? Our daughters are princesses, man. Our sons are princes. Our women are queens. Our men are kings. Children are kings and princes. You understand? That's who we are, man.
I'll get a verse right quick.
Okay? But we don't know that. But it's time for our people to know, understand their history, and return to their former state. It's important to know that because you will no longer think of yourself as a slave, being dependent on these nations. When you know your true history, you can finally forge a better future for you and your children. It matters. As I said, psychologists say that the way you identify yourself is the way you behave. If you identify yourself as a gang, dress like a gang, then soon you pick up a gang and be a gang. You pick up a gun and be a gang. Right? So get me my last verse, Ezekiel 39, verse 23, man. Ezekiel 39, 23. So we need to understand our history, man. We need to go back in the past so we can forge a better future.
Ezekiel chapter
39, verse 23.
Verse 23. What last verse?
39, 23.
Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 23.
Bring it out.
And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
For what?
For their iniquity.
So the Bible said the heathen, meaning the other nations, know. They shall know that Israel, we went to captivity because of what?
The heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. Because they trespassed against me. Therefore, hid I my face from them and gave them into the hands of their enemies, so fell they all by the sword.
So the Most High said, man, the heathen know. They know who we are. They're right about it. Look, man, you telling Esau got scientists, anthropologists, and all these big people looking at things and technology. So that's in 2020, they still don't know the Jews are black? They know. They also know why we're in this condition.
I think I told you that story, if you don't mind, of that black woman. She was in school, and her teacher was a Jewish rabbi. And the teacher actually told her that she's a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
He's like, did you know that you're actually a Jew? And she was like, why would he say something like that? And then when she started doing research, she found out about the Hebrew Israelite. She never heard about the Hebrew Israelite. But it was a Jewish guy that told her. They know. Even when I remember there was a video, a couple of Hebrew Israelites, they went to the Western Wall. And there's a couple of Jewish people. They're like, oh, you guys are the real Jews, like that. And all the brothers were like, yes, say it louder. They were clapping. But they know who you are, right? They know who you are. And a lot of them know that we are in this condition because of our sin.
Actually, get me Jeremiah 16:19. I know I said that was the last verse, but I got to get this one.
So this one is
Jeremiah 16:19. Might as well. You understand? So Ezekiel, man, he says, the heathen shall know, man, we went to captivity for our sins, man. So brothers and sisters, seeing that we're special and noble people, you guys got to take that high. Like, a lot of time we know we the Jews, like, we slumbering. But the nations know that that's a special thing. Most I say you're a special people unto the Lord. And this is what's going to clean up our image out there. You understand? This is what's going to get us more respect. Not being a religious person, not being Egyptian, being an Israelite, being God's people, it has gotten the white man a lot of respect, and it's going to get you more respect because you're the original. You understand? You guys taking that lightly, man. That's why we need to go back to our culture and walk as Hebrews, that we fix our image. You understand? Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 19.
Bring it out.
O Lord, O Yahweh, my strength.
Jeremiah 16:19, yes.
Isn't that what I said? O Most High, my strength, and my fortress, and my refuge, and the day of affliction.
That's right.
The
Read.
Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth.
Let's see what the Gentiles shall come, from the end of the earth, what they're going to do.
And shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies.
What they're going to say?
And surely our fathers have inherited lies.
They're going to come to the Jews and say, man, we're sorry. We didn't know. We got tricked too. We actually inherited lies. We thought we were the real Jews. But we sorry we did all that to you.
Vanity.
Vanity, man.
And things wherein there is no profit.
There's no profit, man, because it's going to turn, the Jewish trying to be a Jew going to turn really bad for him at the end of the day. Because he's going to be like, okay, I thought being a Jew was a good thing. Yeah, you can take that back. Because the Lord is coming for them. You understand? Because the Most High say is the controversy of Zion. There's a controversy with the nations.
Right.
You understand? Where they took my people's name upon themselves. You understand? So, brothers and sisters, know we're the real Jews, man.
Just so you know, if there's a controversy, then at one point it's got to be settled.
It has to be settled.
And that settlement hour, when the Most High is going to settle the things, I don't know if it's going to turn out to be good.
It ain't going to be too good, because Isaiah 66:16 put it clear. How the Most High will plead with the nation. He's not going to sit in front of you pleading with you. See, that the slaughter of the Lord shall be many. That's how they better give it up while they still got time. If any Jewish is listening to that, you better give that up while you still got time. You understand? While you still alive and still can breathe, man. Because the Lord is coming for you. For all these lies, you think you're going to get away with it. Keep convincing yourself you're the real Jew. You're going to see what happens. So while you got time, man, give it up. Stop playing the charade. The show's over. You got cut. You understand? Give it up. If I was you, I would give it up.
You kind of love to say, stop it. Cut it out.
Cut it out. Understand? You got cut at this point, man. Just give it up. But a lot of y'all won't give it up. Just wait for it, man. You're going to regret this. All praise be to the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov.